Lord, I was talking and I forgot to cut my mic on. I absolutely forgot to hit the button because I realized I did not update my thumbnail. Okay, for the video, but then I was doing that, and here we go. Hey y'all, how y'all doing? Hello, hello, hello to everyone. I was saying happy Resurrection Sunday. Child, I was saying, happy Resurrection Sunday to the adults. I was saying happy Easter to the children because kids celebrate Easter and I think adults celebrate Resurrection Sunday. Get some good food in our system or whatever. But, child, okay. Thank God I was looking at the comments. I would have kept talking and not known nothing. But that's what happened when I'm doing too much at the same time on a Sunday. Okay. Now look, I'm here though. Hey. Child. Lord Jesus. I would have said, I was saying happy Easter to the children. Get some Easter baskets and stuff. I was talking and y'all could not hear me, but here I am. Thank you for letting me know I could not be here. Because it's a whole different screen. And when I was like, wait a minute, I didn't put the thumbnail on the video. I only put the thumbnail for y'all to see here. And as I was doing that, child, Forgot to hit the button that cuts the sound on. But hey, okay, look, make sure y'all do a few things for me. That is making sure to like the video, share the video, subscribe if you're not subscribed already, okay? But hello to all the people. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Okay, let's go have a good time. We had Thanksgiving. We had Sunday dinner. Okay, we had some lasagna. Yeah, some Khadijah's here up from college for the thing. He wanted some baked beans because I don't know why. We had some lasagna, we had some macaroni and cheese, some ham, it was some baked beans, it was some garlic bread, it was all kind of foods and stuff. Good old water, had me some jelly beans, okay, the little cake and stuff. So we had a good time today, and I hope y'all had a good time today as well, because we are around here having a chat. Now I was going to try to do. I know, I don't be putting out that much content now. Okay, I know, because I was live. I was the last video I did was it Wednesday? I think it was Wednesday. And it's Sunday. Now I did put up something else, okay, but it's gossipy stuff because I was waiting on Kenya. I was waiting on Kenya to do her confessionals, and I was going to have that up to y'all Friday or early Saturday, but Kenya failed to launch, and we would end up, watching it and discussing everything or whatever. So we here. Oh yeah, happy 420 to the 420, people who celebrate 420. I am not a 420 connoisseur. Is that what it's called? I don't do that. Okay. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I used to a long, like a long time, like my 20s child. I was, but I've never had a 420 friendly gummy. I've never had anything that has marijuana. I've never had the food. I've never. I the only 420 stuff that I have ever enjoyed was a little blunt, little joints. Okay, I've never even smoked the 420 in like a weed pipe, because for me I feel like a weed pipe is too close to a crack pipe, and I don't want to feel like I'm if you I can't do it. I can't do it. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot. I know 420, you hear me, has come a long way from when I used to part. Because I'm 43. The last time I even smoked some marijuana with friends, I wasn't even 30. I was probably around 26, 27. And that was one time at my house, and my friends smoked, and so they just passed the blunt to me, and I hit. I've never rolled a blunt. I've never rolled a joint because that was never my thing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't on me. Now I wanted to partake in some gummies, but the person I know who has access to gummies won't give me no gummies because they be like, "Oh, you know what I'm saying?" So yeah. So for people who celebrate 420. Happy 420 to you. I can't partake. You know what I'm saying? I just not what I do. I would love to. I keep saying one day I'm just gonna pop a. I don't even like. Do I need a license to have a gummy? Can I go? Because there are many 420 friendly locations, here and stuff. But I'm like, do I need a card? Do I need a special license? I don't know. And I only know one person that's, partakes and stuff, but it ain't me. And they won't let me do it. They're a hater. Anyway, yeah, but happy Easter to the adults around here. Okay, be a happy 420 to those celebrating that too. Okay. 420. 420. Y'all getting high on y'all wait. Y'all have been getting high when God was risen again. God is looking. God like on my day, not on my day. Okay. It ain't shit since they made it legal. Yeah. Oh, hey. You see, I be talking shit, and I don't even know they watching. That's who won't give me no gummies. He be a hater sometimes. He be like, you don't need no. Anyway, yeah, I can't do bongs. I always felt like bongs have always just, to me, bongs came from crack pipes, and I don't want no crack pipe. I don't want there's nothing I want to hold that I have to be like, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. It is looks like crack pipe smoking, and I don't want to be a crack pipe smoker. If it can't be a little, I don't even want a blunt. I want like a little joint, because I think blunts, the paper is a little joint. You know what I'm saying? You're a little joint. Yeah, if I was to do a gummy, it would have to be I would not even buy the whole gummy. Give me a half of a gummy. I do ask. Sober Jaylee asked a lot of questions just because it pops in my head. So I feel like if I was to partake, it would be even more questions. But I just don't want to die. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, he was like, no, you can't have a gummy. He's a hater. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? The Mike Tyson games are really good. I heard his has little ear bites off. That is, you know what I'm saying? Do y'all think the porn stars have gummies? Like, is that like a dick or cooch shaped gummy for porn stars? Because if Mike Tyson has one, why not? You know what I'm saying? They have pre-rolls now? One day, I don't want to get fired. My job on the drug testing. I just feel when I get high, the remembrance of me when I used to smoke the marijuanas. When I get high, I can feel the blood rushing through my veins. So that's all. That has always been a very weird feeling for me, and I would just sit there like, why do I feel the blood rushing? And so that was always weird for me. So that's why I'm like, I'm not gonna be at home just rolling the blunt. No, sir. Okay. But again, I'm pretty sure everyone in the world who was a 420 partaker is partaking in the ganja today. It's just not me. It isn't. And maybe I'm 43. So maybe for my 45th birthday, somebody will get me a gummy and let me eat it. Somebody, if they still watching, will get me a gummy and let whatever happens happen. Okay, that's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay. My mom's great. We were just hanging out yesterday. So she's great. She's at home today, chilling. Well, she's chilling now. Yeah, she's great. Mom's amazing. She be resting, child. She be chilling and stuff. But I think sometimes she watch and she don't comment because she be chilling or whatever. But yeah, mom be right here. We're gonna be the most high. A lot of folk gonna be the most high. I'm hitting a weed bowl. A weed bowl? Maybe. You know what I'm saying? Hey, I put it face palm. Anyway, but yeah, hey y'all, how y'all doing? Look, 45, maybe 43, and maybe next one, I don't know. I don't know where to safely go buy weed or a gummy. You know what I'm saying? So I can only ask a person I trust who I know won't give me something. I'm like, what if I don't want to go somewhere and it's like a laced gummy and then I die. I don't want to are there any weed mans? Like I don't have a weed man. The last weed man I knew was my ex. Like, I don't want to go to him. I'm saying it may kill me. So like I don't know the weed. I don't. You know what I'm saying? I used to like things have it's just changed. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You know what I'm saying? And my adult friends don't do drugs like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know anybody who like smokes weed. You know, most people I know do a little gummy here or whatever, but no one's really like going and like rolling a blunt. So I don't know what to do, and it'll be just my luck. I will go get something from the weed store. It'll be the wrong weed. It'll be an illegal weed store. It'll be just my luck. I will go into an illegal weed store and I will buy a gummy that's really laced with crack. Okay, and then I'm a crackhead. Then I'm gonna want to smoke weed on a crack pipe, and I don't want to do any of that. You know what I'm saying? So I don't like to mess with what I don't know, because I'm not. You know what I'm saying? I don't. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we're gonna need to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. Yeah, there are many dispensaries all over Michigan, but I don't know which ones are legal. Yeah, we have weed dispensary stores here, and they're all up and down the streets. But I don't know which ones are legal. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? And then I'll go to the legal one, and then I'll get arrested. I'll go to jail. I got to call off work. I'll lose my job. I'll get evicted, and I'll die because I'm homeless. And then I'm out there sucking dick for money with a crack pipe because I wanted a gummy, and I don't want to do any of that. It's legal in your state in their website. Yeah, it's called Easy. Okay. Who got 40% off? They got 40% off? Okay. I don't even buy candy from gas stations. I would never buy the weeds. Um so these are all the questions I would have before he would give me a gummy. You know what I'm saying? Um, so yes. I'm like, he was like, no, and because we have had this conversation, and at one point he was like, well, no, okay, I'll get you a gummy, and I was like, well, I wonder this and I wonder that, and then he was like, no, you can't have a gummy because you can't handle it. And I was like, well, maybe you're right, maybe, okay, I don't know. Anyway, y'all, I just because my mind goes there. My mind goes there. Anyway, y'all, but I have, because if not, how am I supposed to know? There are no stupid questions, only unanswered questions. And if I don't ask the question, I can end up buying gummy that's really a crack pipe, and then it's bad. I want to talk about sinners a little bit. Because I'm not going to give any spoilers, okay? Because I already did a whole review. So if you've already seen Sinners, go watch my review. Okay, that's one. If you have not seen Sinners, wait to see it before watching my review. Okay. However, I want to share my screen because I want to say congratulations to Ryan Coogler, mainly because they spent, I believe, $90 million on the movie, and it has already made around $45 million in just the weekends. I am really pressing people to go see it. But again, congrats to Ryan Coogler, to Michael B. Jordan, and the other actors in the movie. For it made 45.6 million here. It made, I believe, an additional 15.4 million across the pond. So it's brought in about 61 million so far. Just in the opening weekend, and they were saying how this is, because again, this is an original screenplay thought. It's not a remake. It's not a. It's all brand fresh and new. You know, I do feel like the trailer may have scared people off, because I am not a scary girl. I don't like horror. I don't like possession. I don't like. The last movie I remember where I said hell nah was The Ring, and I mean the first one. And me and my friend Rain went to see The Ring in the theater, and it was a packed theater, and we were sitting in the back row. This is a child a long time ago, and some man like had walked in, and we didn't know he was like behind us, and we just felt scared crazy. But again, I am a person as well who I do not do horror. I don't do scary shit. Don't be scaring me. I don't like none of that shit. None of that shit. Okay. But I said, because I like Michael B. Jordan, I like Ryan Coogler, I said, I'm gonna take one for the team. I'm gonna take one for the team. I'm be scared. And I'm gonna have nightmares. And it was none of that. Okay. I enjoyed it. And if you, because I don't want, I'm not, because I'm not, I don't want to spoil nothing. The movie is not about vampires. The movie, the majority of, because it's 2 hours and 17 minutes, the majority of the movie is just storytelling of the twins, of Michael B. Jordan's character, their cousin, their love interest, and the people that we're seeing. The vampire part of it doesn't come into play until towards, the end, honestly. But the storytelling is what's good. I'm saying it's not horror. It's some gore, but it's nothing that if you don't like horror films, it will either scare you away or like make you feel whatever. It's not that. I promise y'all, go see it. If for nothing else, to experience the music, to experience the actors and their thing. There are lines in this movie that I was like, oh my God, I am clutching my pearls. Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Seeing Michael B. Jordan play two roles, and you forget that he's one person because he really plays these two separate people, these twin brothers, Smoke and Stack. But again, congrats to them. For the 45 million here, the 15 over there, a total of like about 61. Again, they spent 90 mil to make it, but I still feel like it will make the money back. I do feel like it could have made more money, or more people would have maybe went to see it if people didn't think it was just gory, scary movie. And some folk don't like that. I'm saying, I do plan to go see it again. It is good enough to see twice because I already know I missed some things. You know, I will say this: it is not Lovecraft Country. It's not. It isn't. Without spoiling anything, it's not like Lovecraft Country. But the movie is based on something that happens in one day. So it's a one-day event from the morning time to the evening time. Okay. And there are scenes in this, there are scenes that it moves you. It's scenes that you like, oh my God. It make you feel staccato. It make you say, y'all nasty. It's relatable. And each person who sees it, I think they're going to take something different away from it. Because my video, my review, I did it the night the day I seen it. The following day, I had more thoughts. So I almost wish I would have waited to review it to like today, because it sticks with you. the good of it. You know what I'm saying? So again, if you have not seen it, go see it. I know a lot of folks like, I don't, like my sister, like, I don't want to see that. But I'm like, you would like it, but she like Jesus. But yeah, go see it. But again, because we don't get a chance to make these kinds of movies, and they be good like they is. And everybody in the cast was amazing. There were no bad roles. There were no, you know what I'm saying, bad acting. And they're just things that you be looking like, bitch, I can't be it. You know what I'm saying? But again, if you don't like horror, you don't like vampires, still go see it, because it's a good story. It's a good story. Okay, and that's what it is. YouTube has been being a hater, but I can't control. Okay, but we're here. But I wanted to say congrats to them. Now, other than that, there were a few crazy things in real life that I wanted to get into, to crack some jokes and stuff. So this is something happening here in Michigan. A Michigan man was sentenced to 30 years in prison for popping his ex-girlfriend in the head. During the dispute over paternity of their daughter, okay, the victim, the one he shot, no, let him out, bitch, what? Why?
The victim spoke about how Smith has served enough time already, and Smith himself sobbed about how he wished he could take it all back. Well, Judge John Holsing believes Smith is truly sorry and acknowledged the courage it takes to plead guilty. He says Smith will have to face consequences for his actions.
Von Smith pleaded guilty to charges including assault with intent to commit murder, and he was sentenced this morning. 13 on your side's Callie Lichter has been following the case and joins us this afternoon with more. Callie?
And I don't care that he pleaded guilty. I feel like when people do things that could possibly murder other people, you can't say, well, I mean, I did it. I overreacted. Yes, you did, but you still did something. So Von Smith, 36, pleaded guilty with an assault intent to commit murder, and also 2 gun charges, because in May of 2024, so last year, May 2024, I'm so sorry. I made a terrible decision, Judge, okay? It came from me being hurt. Just hearing my daughter wasn't mine. That hurt me so bad. Okay? Dude shot old girl twice. Once in the leg and once in the head, okay? Because she told him he was not the biological daddy of the kid. And he got so upset. Okay? He got so upset at her that he shot her. He shot the mama, okay? The mama's 16-year-old son, now they fighting. Okay, the son stabbed the daddy, or the dying daddy or whatever, okay? Luckily, he didn't kill that lady. Now, I get it. The lady survived, and she said, Judge, you know, he's becoming a great father or whatever. He's going to be a better person, blah, 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 blah. The judge said, I get that. Fuck all that. 30 years. I don't feel bad for people who, like, when you shoot somebody, they can die. Like, you don't really shoot anyone in the leg and also in the head, and you not trying to do a permanent damaging thing to them. And I get her wanting to forgive him, saying she forgives him, he wants to be better now. Ma'am, no. Because I don't have time from dating somebody else, getting pissed off and then shooting them. So sometimes prison, 30 years of prison, leave his ass in prison.
Deja, despite pleas from Von Smith and the victim for leniency, the judge says the crime was taunting and sadistic. It all happened last May. Court documents say Smith and his girlfriend got into an argument over the paternity of a child. Investigators say Smith shot his girlfriend, but their teenage son jumped on him and stabbed him, with the woman having gunshot wounds to the leg and head. It was a very emotional day in court as the victim spoke about how Smith has served enough time already.
He served enough time, but the incident happened in May of 2024. That wasn't even a year ago. even if that man been in jail now for roughly a year, that don't mean nothing. That's not enough time. Now maybe 30 years is too much because she lived. I don't know. I do think if the victim says, "Hey, I'm okay, Your Honor," maybe give him 15 to 30. I think he was sentenced like 30 to 75 years or whatever. But you shot somebody in the head because they told you a truth. Leave him in there. I don't care. I don't like when folk do dumb shit. It's weird to me. Like this white dude, also here in Michigan. Okay, this fool shot himself to make it seem as if he and the girlfriend were targeted, and no, he killed the fiance, and then staged it as if he was a victim too. Prison. They had a 6-month-old child, okay, and I just feel like people need. And let's see, he is, how old is he? He's 21. He killed a 23-year-old person, and I don't like permanent decisions based on temporary upsetness. Lock these fools up. He 21, so if you are willing to do something that dumb at 21, once you're 36, you still crazy. You still crazy. Leave his ass in there. I don't like him either. So again, just stupidity. Even this child, a 7-year-old dead because a 35-year-old woman in Brazil allegedly sent poisoned chocolate Easter eggs to the ex-boyfriend's new partner. I'm like, no, what the fuck is? Why you do? I don't get how folk had time to be so upset with an ex. Where do you find poisoned chocolate? Like, where you buy poison from? Like, I don't even. Maybe it was. I don't know. Who did? Stupid. Insane. Dumb. So again, I just want folks to know, when you are done with somebody or when someone gives you a truth, you do not have to make these rational or irrational decisions that end up killing some damn body. And who the fuck think that to poison Easter eggs? Then say, I'm gonna poison them, I'm gonna send them to the new people in revenge. I need some revenge because I love him. He don't love me. Well, I'm gonna kill the next new girl. So they in jail too. Again, the stupidity. I don't like it. I don't like any of it. Now this is just, New York mama died after getting butt implants removed by an unlicensed doctor. I don't know. I'm gonna say it once. I'm gonna say it every time. Do not go to people's houses to get surgery. That's somebody's house. That's somebody's residence. That is not a home clinic. That is, I'm doing the work out of the bedroom and I'm cleaning the utensils in the kitchen and the sink and the dishwasher. So the details don't matter. All that matters is somebody went to someone's house to get lipo and stuff. I'm sorry, it was an illegal liposuction clinic, and she went in there to get butt implants removed. Girl, may she rest in peace, but stupidity. I don't like any of it. Okay. Now this one, I said, now how the fuck this happened? I don't even understand this. Okay, Rochester family seeking legal action after cremating a stranger they thought was their deceased sister. Family mixed the remains with their late mama's ashes before discovering, oh, my sister ain't even dead, she's alive.
One Rochester family is navigating an emotional journey after learning their sister, who officials declared dead last February, is actually alive and living in another state. Isabel Garcia spoke with one of the siblings as they continue to search for answers and change. Isabel.
Yes, good evening.
First of all, I'm owning the crematorium. I am owning the funeral home. I'm owning the police station. Because how the fuck do you accidentally give family the wrong person? And then not only that, you cremate the person and their family is alive somewhere else?
Evening to you, Teresa. Shanita Hopkins tells me it was back in 2021 when the family actually filed a missing persons report for her sister, Shanice Cruz, concerned after she left 2 children behind and cut off all communication with the rest of the family. Then in April of last year, the family was informed by police their sister died on Hudson Avenue. Fast forward 6 months later, Shanita received a Facebook message from a stranger in Detroit showing a photo of Shanice taken that very morning.
It's a wild, emotional roller coaster.
Shanita Hopkins is trying to make sense of a very unusual situation. In 2021, the family issued a missing persons report for her sister, Shanice Cruz, after she had cut off all communication and seemingly disappeared.
If your sister got kids and she disappears, did that mean she just abandoned her children?
Then in April of last year, police informed the family Shanice had been found dead in an empty lot off of Hudson Avenue near Nash Street. The autopsy report showed it was an overdose with high levels of cocaine in the system, not typically what Shanice was involved with.
Reading the autopsy was traumatic. It's one thing to hear it, you know what I'm saying? But then it's another thing to actually read it. And then her name is attached to it. So we thinking this is how she died.
Shanita tells me no one was allowed to view the body because it was so badly decomposed, also prompting a swift cremation.
So how did anybody determine the dead person was the sister? Like, was there a DNA test? Like, was there a DNA test done to show, okay, this is her DNA? Like, how do you say y'all can't view the body because it's decomposed? I get that. However, there has to be other tests done, fingerprints, dental work, blood work, something that connects this dead person to us to say, yes, it's my family. I'm not quickly cremating nobody if I don't know who the fuck it is at all.
The family held a memorial service and funeral last summer. Then in November, Shanita received a shocking message from a person she did not know from Detroit.
Her first message is, ma'am, with the picture of my sister, ma'am, I'm concerned. Your sister is not dead. She just volunteered at my event today.
And this is just a random message.
Just a random message.
Off all communication. Immediately attempting to get to the bottom of what was going on, Shanita connected with the medical examiner's office where they assured her dental records were a match. She was not convinced and an investigation got underway.
We went the next day. They wanted my youngest sister because her and Shanice has the same mom and dad, and then they wanted her son. So both of them went and they did a DNA test. And when the results came back, they said it wasn't a match. So
fuck? I don't get how this happens. Because if y'all didn't give DNA testing, then how, girl?
This confirming it was not Shanice Cruz. The weight of all that happened continuing to cause emotional distress to the family.
We dealt with the ashes and stuff. We put them in necklaces and we mixed my mom with this stranger. Yes.
In a statement to News 8 concerning the situation, the county says, quote, the Monroe County Office of the Medical Examiner uses industry standard scientific methods to identify remains of deceased individuals in a timely manner. And
bullshit. Bullshit. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. Because if one test was done against the child and the sister, y'all did not do nothing right.
Make appropriate notifications to families. Due to immediately attempting to get to the bottom to restrictions on the disclosure of information contained in the records of the Office of the Medical Examiner, we are unable to comment on specific cases.
Because y'all fucked up and y'all finna get sued. Not only by the family of the people who body you cremated accidentally, but by this family too. How do you accidentally...
End quote. The family is now seeking legal representation.
Yeah, they wanted the ashes back. He did say that, we can compensate you for everything that y'all spent on the memorial, which I said on the cremation and stuff. But when my family was like, no, we need to get a lawyer.
What would you say to your sister right now?
I love her. I've been angry I'm still angry. I don't think I'm gonna ever get over the anger, but I know how it feels. I'm sorry. I know how it feels to think that she was dead, and that I just want her to know that whatever we had going on, it doesn't even matter. Like, I love her. That's it. That's all I would want her to know.
To restrictions.
So the sister disappeared, left her kids, and been gone for years, pled dead. So for some reason, why she in Detroit? Why are we in it? We get in it. That's insane. I also feel like the sister who disappeared should be arrested because you basically you left your kids behind and had your family thinking you was dead, which had them end up mistakenly cremating a random person who we don't know who the dead person is. That's the sad part. They cremated somebody, and there's no way to even let the real family know, hey, your family member is actually dead. Child, again, I'm suing everybody for emotional distress, everything. So if you look, y'all don't be faking y'all deaths. It ain't don't fake your deaths, okay? Just come on back around here and it'll be fine, okay? Look, y'all take a good 30 seconds, y'all, and like the video. And we're back. So look, we have a few celebrity things that'll last. They're gonna get into Kenya's confessionals or whatever. Lil Wayne, I really want Lil Wayne to go sit down somewhere and be quiet. So Lil Wayne reveals he didn't watch Kendrick's performance at Super Bowl. He says he no longer considers performing. They throw that feeling, I don't want to do it anymore, which is fine. Also him talking about how the reason he expected to play because executives advised him to be more public. So he said, I think, look, come on, be lying. He said to perform is a bunch of things they are going to tell you to do and not do. Ask to kiss and not kiss. If you notice, I was part of things I'd never been a part of, like Michael Rubin's all-white party. I'm doing shit with Tom Brady. That was all for that. I mean, that was all in my brain. I'm going to be at the work. He said, you ain't never seen me in them types of venues. I ain't Drake. I ain't out there smiling like they everywhere. I'm in the studio smoking and recording. Okay. But then they announced Kendrick. And then they said, oh, things change and we can't do it, blah, blah. I feel like they probably told Wayne, look, if you want to do it, these are things that can help you look more connected to bigger audiences if you do these different things. I don't think they told him if you do these things, you will for sure get it. I think their point was, we don't see you enough. You know, if we want you to do it, we need to see you do a bit more and this and that and that and this. We don't see Kendrick out there like that. Kendrick also be in the studio performing. So I think even his explanation don't make no damn sense. But him saying that, you know, he does not want to do anymore because they stole the feeling. Okay. Fine. I don't want Wayne to bring it up anymore. Only because I feel like he is beating a dead horse with a broken drum. I get he was upset. He felt like he was robbed and blah 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 blah. But you consistently speaking about it as if you were wrong, it just rubs me the wrong way. I just don't like it at all. Um, Elon Musk reportedly offered the mother of a child of his fourth child. He is a baby daddy. Muskie is a baby daddy. But allegedly, okay, he offered the mama of his 14th child, okay, $100,000 a month, a one-time payment of $15 million if she would keep quiet about the baby. Now, this is all alleged. First of all, if somebody, I'm like, $15 million a month plus $100,000. I'm sorry, 15 million one-time payment. In addition to $100,000 a month to just not say, I'm like, I would not even want to be known as the baby mama of the 14th kid at all. I would not want that to be my new moniker. You know, maybe she felt like she can get more if she, didn't stay quiet. Maybe she felt like he did not deserve her silence. Maybe he's such an asshole. She felt like I don't want to give him the satisfaction of keeping me quiet. But me, I would not have said shit. First of all, I'm keeping the money. Yes, give me 15 mil. Give me 150 a month. And not only will I keep quiet, I don't want your name on the birth certificate at all. Because if I'm getting 100 to 150 a month in hush money, I got 15 mil as a one lump sum up front. Is it tax free? Is it tax free? I would put half of the 15 mil in a trust for my kid. So that way, when my kid turns 21, they have access to that money. I would have a whole college fund for my kid. Okay. And I'm living in the lap of luxury. And I would never tell anybody my baby daddy is musky man. I would not. Because for me, I feel like coming out publicly and saying, well, that's my child's father, it doesn't give you, like, it doesn't really do anything. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't really do, and I feel like he's such a flawed individual. Do you even want him to be, because if you having kid number 14, is he even going to be involved on a regular basis as a dad? Like, how much is he involved with the other 13 kids? I feel like when you are having baby number 14 with a person, you either want to check or you just really want a baby and this is your only means. But I would never say, well, no, I'm gonna go public about the baby. Folks should know. Now I'm number 14. I would not. To me, it would have been better for your child to not be known as Elon Muskie man's 14th kid. But some folk prefer notoriety. Some folks prefer to be known as Elon Muskie man's number 14. And I wouldn't want that for my child at all. The child would not have his last name, nothing. And on top of giving me 15 mil and the 100K for 18 years, I would say also a trust for college for our kid. And you don't have to see me, hear me, talk to me, nothing. Now, could she possibly get more money? in child support based on his finances is possible, but I'm like, I don't want to go through the headache. He already is an aggravating asshole, in my opinion. I can't imagine having to co-parent with someone like that. Okay, but child, she a fool, a full fool, full fools. Offset is really depressed. Offset was on live. He was overseas somewhere, showing women giving him lap dances in a dark room with only, flashlights. Child, look, I don't know if him seeing Cardi having fun makes him feel like he has to top her fun. I feel like when grown men show that kind of stuff, to me, it feel like they're overcompensating. Because if you really having fun in some private hotel room with two people who paid, you paying for the coochie, I feel like you're not trying to record it and go live about it. I feel like when you're truly having some adult fun, you're not really recording it on live. You're doing that to show people, look what I'm doing. Look how happy I seem. He's not happy. That man ain't happy. I feel like he still wants to be in the streets. He wants to, party. You know what I'm saying? I do believe that. I just also feel like, why are you on live showing it? To me, I feel like he wants Cardi to see it. He wants to make Cardi jealous. I think he feels like, if I show me doing these things, it may piss her off. She may even feel like, fuck him. And I'm like, it makes you look lame. It's crazy how much I liked Offset, who he was while being with Cardi. And without him being with Cardi, he comes off so fucking lame. He does. And if you are a single man and having fun in these streets, do that. Go out with the hoes and pay hoes to do whatever, get lapped, do all that. But I feel like once you start promoting it and posting it and going live about it, it comes off as you're trying to make someone jealous, and we don't care at all. Tyrese, child. Tyrese's ex claims that he owes her over $111,000 in back child support. Now, this child support thing is going back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It's the same Samantha Gibson. You owe me all this money. We know that he kept going back and forth in court to try to get his child support lower. He still ain't paid it. Because it's $10,690 a month. He owes $107,850 in back child support. And then it's about $4,100 in interest. He's only paid the full amount. He has not paid the full amount since September 2022. Tyrese, to me, I feel like, has wasted so much money fighting her on child support. The amount of money you paid in court fees, lawyer fees, airplane fees, gas mileage, snack fees to eat snack, all the money you've paid trying to beef with her could have went to the child support. That's the part that's crazy. He's fighting to not pay child support, but then still spending money fighting it. That's so dumb. The baby five now, but he been fussing with her since she left him and they got divorced. So Tyrese, we have not seen him in any movies, any TV shows. His last album, I don't know how it did. I think Tyrese ruined because he used to be touring. He was in the Transformers franchise, the Fast and the Furious franchise. Tyrese is a really good actor. And to me, if he wasn't so messy in his personal life, he probably could have been acting in more things, making consistent money, and not having to fuss about owing or paying child support. But to me, he's come off like a fucking baby, and he is aggravating. I think some folk like, well, nah, we can't really work with him. You know what I'm saying? It's just stupid. It's just dumb. Now he did say his income dropped from 275,000 a month in 2022 to 39,000 in 2024. But the reason your income dropped is because you stopped working. Had you not been fussing and fussing and fussing over these past 3 years, your income would not have dropped so drastically. But sir, pay the money. I can't feel bad for who don't pay money. I can't. It's weird to me. Terrence Howard wants to have a podcast. Terrence Howard, who says he's going to expose Hollywood power players and dark secrets in a new podcast. I feel like we are very well aware that in Hollywood there is a seedy, deceitful, dark secrets and people who have power. We know that, but I also feel like it's always been that way. So I feel like, unless you want to name, like, I don't want to hear about situational things. I don't want to hear about, well, years ago, this is what was going on. I feel like when you air out shit, name names, name companies, like name the people doing things, not just say something like, if you do a movie, they're gonna cut your pay. And I need more than just stories of what happens. I prefer if they expose who did what to who, so we know who not to support anymore. If whether it's a producer, a studio, or whatever, if it's managers or whatever, like I prefer, naming names versus just telling folks the crazy shit that happens in Hollywood. Because if I know what happens, I can avoid it if I don't know who did it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna speak candidly about business betrayals, shady transactions, about his own on set experiences. So we shall see what he exposes, who he exposes, child, and if they still round here. Yellow Beezy, I don't know this man's music, but I know his name, and I know that he was arrested for a connection to the murder of the what's the man's name? Was it Mo 3? I think it was Mo 3, but he was the one arrested, and he's on house arrest now, because again he's in charge with setting up the murder of another rapper. Okay, he then went to court and said, "Hey, judge, I know I'm on home confinement and everything, and I'm not supposed to leave the house, but can you let me leave the house? My son, my young son, he be having football games, Shayana, and I want to have a continued family, engagement and stability situation. So I really need you to let me go to his game." Now, I feel like if your daddy is on house arrest for possibly setting up a murder, I don't want him at the games. If I am the parent of a kid on the team, I don't want your daddy at the game. Like, is he innocent? Did we prove it? Okay, cool. But I don't want. No, he should be at the house. Okay, either you want to be at home or you want to be in prison. When you are accused of doing something while you are waiting to be proven guilty, okay, I still feel like there are certain things that you should not be allowed to do. One of those things is if you're on house arrest, you can't go to your son's football games, okay? Because the person you killed allegedly can't go to his child football game. So shut the fuck up, okay? Usher around here over in the Dubai, okay? You know Dubai has strict, hey, watch yourself policies. Okay, don't do too much here, don't do too much there, don't do too much any fucking way, okay? So he had been putting cherries in women's mouths, okay, all through the U of the SDA, okay, being this disrespectful to people's relationships and stuff. Well, over in Dubai, okay, he said I can't do that, you know. So he's over there performing. So he made like he was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Look, sorry y'all, I won't be giving out no cherries, okay? But I'm gonna give y'all love because he know, over there you can't do too much. Remember when Beyonce performed with the Drunken Love? I think so. But when she performed over there and she was with Blue. Blue was standing next to Beyonce and she was dancing a little bit. And you seen Beyonce kind of say, hold up. Because over in Dubai, too much expression can be illegal. And so they're really demure over there. Okay, you can't do too much. Okay, you can't be provocative, you can't be overtly affectionate or whatever. So all of that stuff is like against the law. You could go to jail. So he was smart saying, like, I'm not playing with y'all, okay? Because I don't know how cherry licking will be over here. So I'm gonna not do the cherries here, but I love y'all. He said, I'm not going to prison in Dubai. Not for me, not for y'all, not gonna do it. Don't ask me. It's a no. I don't want to do that. Okay. Garcelle. So one, seeing Lisa Vanderpump support Garcelle, and saying about Garcelle's exit. The only one I really liked on the show was Garcelle. I have a good relationship with her. Now it's time for her to move on. She was somebody before and she will be somebody after. Not everybody likes that. A lot of people are defined by housewives. Lisa's saying a lot of people are defined by the show they was on, the job they did. That can go for reality TV. That can go for athletes. That can go for anybody who feels like I never want to leave what makes me feel safe because it's an easy check. I don't want to go away. So her saying Garcelle, because first of all, Garcelle will be fancy, the ring bearer lady, and comes to America, whatever. She will always be her. So I like the fact that you said, she's fine. She didn't have to stay. She was okay leaving. A lot of folk don't want to leave. When we see athletes playing long overdue, you see, people just you should just stop it, okay? Mitch McConnell, old ass, should have been left. I'm saying who was Mitch McConnell? Who was Mitch McConnell glitching? My point is, sometimes people should move the fuck on. Yes, please. No thought and bopping over there. Because that's not gonna be good. But I'm happy Garcelle is just acknowledging, bitch, I'm done. She also involved all the girls of Housewives, except Kathy and Jennifer Tilly. But I'm not a girl, fuck them hoes. We don't care. Who else is I gonna do before I get to Kenya? Oh, Diddy trial starts in about 2 weeks. So this was May 5th. It's Cinco de Mayo. It's holiday. I should take Cinco de Mayo off and get drunk. Anyway, Diddy's trial. Diddy's trial is supposed to start in New York on May 5th with Cinco de Mayo. And Diddy just recently added Young Thug's lawyer as one of his lawyers. So Diddy said, hey, I want to try to push out my trial. I know it's supposed to start May 5th, but let's try to push it out 2 more months. It would have been started in July. The judge said, hell no. Nope. And I feel like I kept on saying, I'm like, why is he adding a lawyer and his trial starts in like 2 weeks? I thought to myself, that don't make no sense. Diddy has known for a while now that his trial was coming up on May 5th. I feel like trying to delay it 2 more months is stupid, because what have your current lawyers been doing that they're not prepared? What has anybody on your side of things been doing that no one knows? Okay, we need more lawyers. Let's try to not only get more lawyers, let's try to postpone shit. You should not postpone the trial 2 weeks before. No. I don't know if that means Diddy is not prepared. Diddy's team is not prepared. I don't know if that means that Diddy's team needs more time to find new evidence. I don't know what they could fully be prepared. And they could be asking to postpone as a distraction. I'm not sure. I don't want this case postponed, delayed any more than it already has been. I feel like Diddy's lawyers have known for a while what's going on. They have declared his innocence all the time. Get it over with. Because even if he gets found guilty, I'm going to appeal it. But I'm happy the judge said, nah, we're not going to do that. No, you don't need no extra time. No, you've had time. Leave it be. See you on May 5th. And I can't wait. Karen, I can't believe Karen is literally in prison. I'm like, it's kind of crazy. So Karen kept trying to, Karen was sentenced for a year for her 3rd or 4th DUI. And Karen wanted to have a work release program. You know, some prisons have work release, and it's to help them not be in prison, because work release, you're usually housed somewhere else. Now, basically, if she would have got approved, it would have been like a college dorm type of jail, not an actual prison. And the correctional officers approved her to go to this work release program. The judge said no. No. Okay. Sit your ass down. Be in the prison. This is your 4th DUI. Okay. Thank God you didn't kill anybody. She was sentenced to 12 months. But they're like, there's no point in that, because she's gonna probably be out in November. It's only April. That's what, 6 months? Wait, what's this? April? Like 6 more months. Karen, sit down. I think work release is typically for people who have a longer time, so they're able to get some time out. Because you just got there. Okay, just got there. But I'm not surprised. I think the courts there in Maryland are trying to make sure Karen doesn't get off easy, because again, it's her 4th fucking DUI. You can't have a 4th one and not be thinking of this. Tracee Ellis Ross was talking to Michelle Obama, her brother, about dating younger men and stuff.
Reasons. I mean, we've talked about this, that often I date younger men. And a lot of it is because...
Let's stop on that, folks.
Oh my God, we had a great dinner. We had a great dinner, by the way, where across the table, your husband goes, but why? And I said, well, maybe because I can.
Yes, Paris. This is what I'm saying. Tales from Tracee's.
It's fun. It's very fun to share.
Tracy tale.
But
you date a younger woman.
But one of the reasons, though, that, because I had to ask myself that question, I was like, what is this about?
Yeah.
Because I want a partner. And so often, and it's not just that I'm older, I'm also very embodied. I am a full, very whole person who knows myself, who is in charge of my life, and who lives a very full, just robust life. So it's not just age, it's like life experience and sort of a difference. But I had to ask myself the question, why? Why does this keep sort of coming up other than they're hot and gorgeous? There's that. But a lot of men my age are steeped in a toxic masculinity and have been raised in a culture where there is a particular way that a relationship looks. And anything that starts to smell of that for me, I did enough of it where I was controlled and felt like I was a possession or whatever those things were, or prize, and I have no interest in it, and I will not do it again. But
I think people don't realize that there are a lot of adult men who feel like they are the prize. And sometimes that leaves them treating you like you should be happy to have them. And sometimes when that's how men act, you don't want that. And the reason I say sometimes that's how it is with older men is because that's just the generation. And some younger men, and because she's 52, so younger don't mean 25. Younger means late 30s, 40s for her. And I think there's some men who are in their late 30s, early 40s, don't think like that because they've been raised different. No one wants to be with somebody who doesn't want you to be your full, authentic self with all of your quirks, all of your, weirdness, or all of your flaws, because we are all flawed individuals. And some men, older men, and for Tracee, it probably means men her age or older, they're stuck in their fucking ways. And some older men does not want women who feel like, no, bitch, I am the fucking prize. I don't care how much you make. I don't care nothing about what you is. I'm the prize too. And sometimes you do want a man to appreciate you for exactly who you are and not try to mold you into what they expect you to be. And that's why a lot of women are single, because no one wants to alter themselves to fit someone else's mold. And when we have men who are just open enough to understand, I'm not trying to change you, so don't try to change me. And don't try to judge me. Don't try to read my flaws as if you're perfect, as you're perfect. And that is a big factor in older men. And Tracee is a different type of woman just in general. You know what I'm saying? Even the life she lives is different. So I can imagine older men wanting her to shrink herself to fit their box. And she has her own box. Tracee has her own, outside of Tracee being Diana Ross's daughter. She's still Tracee Ellis Ross. Hard stop. She is a woman of a certain age. She has not been married. She doesn't have kids. And when I see, like, even we see Lil Duval, I stopped following Lil Duval because I felt like his commentary on things, it was just toxic bullshit. But him saying, Tracee Ellis Ross said she likes younger men to avoid toxic masculinity. But if men say that about older women, we the problem. The difference is she's speaking on her experience and the men she's dealt with. And because the men she chose to deal with were one kind of way, she said, let me switch it up. Because the older men I've dealt with have been this way. This is what I've had to deal with in my life. And so I tried to avoid it. And for her, younger men have been easier. Even him then saying, if you're over 40 and still don't have the man you think you deserve, it's obvious you don't deserve him. I think also, yeah, I agree. It's not about old. It's about the person. I think her point was. I've had more luck in dating men who were younger than me than I've had in men who are older than me, and that's her experience. And I think it's okay to say that. The same way we do know there are plenty of toxic 40-year-olds. There are plenty of toxic people of all ages, races, colors, sizes, all that. Young, old, black, white, fat, skinny. There are many flawed, fucked up individuals all around. I think she was just saying for what she has dealt with, the men that she has dated. I'm saying, because all she can speak on is her experience. She can't speak on anyone else's experience except her own. So for her, the men she used to go for scarred her. You know what I'm saying? I can't do those, man, because that's what your brain goes when you're like, oh my God, I can't do it. No. And that's okay. And so I switched it up a little bit. I went a bit younger. So maybe the younger men I'm into are more open to me being me. She may also in 2 weeks bump into a 55-year-old man who will be great for her. But she ain't met that yet. But it's okay to say based on who I have dated, they were toxic. So I have been dating younger to avoid what I have been running into. Because y'all know y'all uncles and granddaddies, some of y'all daddies, are older and toxic in their thought process and how it goes between men and women, husband or whatever it may be. So I ain't see not one issue with what she said. But some of y'all some haters. Okay, some of y'all some haters and we don't like it. But Tracee, date them and younger means like 40. Okay, she's not dating 12-year-olds. Judge approves Megan Thee Stallion's request to sanction Tory Lanez over disruption your deposition behavior. I will be happy when all the Megan's court cases that have to do with Tory Lanez are over. Only because I feel like it's a lot to keep going back and forth. And I know she's suing the blogger girl who was posting Grady shit, and so within that they're also having to do a deposition with Tory Lanez, and they're saying that he was being disrupted because they say he allegedly harassed back lawyer, interrupted the questions, pretended to not understand simple words like discuss and approve. Okay, meaning he on some bullshit. So the judge said, "Hey, little boy, respond to the fucking questions. Okay, respond to the shit, or we're gonna send you." Well, you're already in jail, so I don't know what else they can do because he's already in jail. But again, child, put him in the hole. I don't know, but yeah, he's on. But Tory Lanez always on some bullshit. Yeah, I can't stand that man. I want to do Nene. We'll get to LeBron and Kevin Gates, and then we're gonna do Kenya. Let me see. LeBron, blah 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 blah. Yes. So that's LeBron. I don't know. I don't know where Kevin Gates came from. I don't understand who he is as an artist. I don't understand who he is as a person. I feel like one day someone said, "Oh, Kevin Gates out of jail," and it was like he was a rapper or something. And then since then, I keep hearing him say dumb shit that really aggravates my being. And so I choose to completely ignore him because shut up. But he was talking, child. He had this to say about Savannah James and LeBron.
This how the conversation came up. We were just looking at like couples and people in the league. And we was talking about how LeBron do the little handshake with Savannah.
Right.
And then I was like, maybe I noticed people don't notice. But I'm like, they was like talking about, what if you had LeBron money? I'm like, man, he one of the greatest players to ever play the game.
Right.
But I wouldn't want to trade places with him. And they was like, why not? Why you wouldn't want to play? I say, because I don't like the way Savannah look at LeBron.
Bitch, what? I feel like when you were having a conversation about athletes, when you are a grown man having a conversation, because I'm pretty sure if he was talking about LeBron or whatever, it was amongst, his male friends. But when you're sitting around talking about LeBron as a player or LeBron as a businessman, LeBron as a multi-millionaire, why bring up his wife?
I like the way them white women look at LeBron.
Trying to compare how a grown black woman looks at her husband and comparing it to groupie white women who are fans looking at him, and you prefer the groupie hoes over his. But this is also why I don't know who this man is. I don't know not one song. I don't at all. I keep seeing posts about him and I be like, for what and for why? For what and for why? And saying, I like how the white women look at LeBron. Bitch, what?
Like when soon as he walk out there, they just be like, oh. They be dicked out. But it's like I noticed when he go do the handshake with the main player on his team, which is Dad, it's like,
Big Dad. Dad, okay.
Like, you act like I'm bothering you. Like,
Right.
Now he called her a bitch too.
I'm the greatest player in the world, one of them. Like top 5, top 10, I'm one of them. And I'm in the playoffs. And you act like the warden of the jail. Like you came here to police me. Like you ain't, like, you not dick like these white women out about me in here. Like, so, like, I couldn't do it.
What's crazy is him comparing Savannah as a black woman to white women, as if there are not also black women fans who look at LeBron that way. That's one thing. He wanted to keep pointing out the white women. And like Tracee Ellis Ross just said, even how I just said, how there are men who expect us to treat them as if they're the fucking prize. Like him even saying, I'm the best fucking basketball player in the world. I'm the best, bitch, what? I feel like LeBron James to fans, oh my God, it's LeBron James. Oh my God, oh my God. You know what I'm saying? But to LeBron James' wife, his children, his parents, his cousin, the fucking neighbor, that's just that's LeBron. She don't look at him as LeBron fucking James. She looks at him as I've known that nigga since high school. I'm not supposed to look at him like a fucking groupie. And most celebrities say they love the groundedness of their family unit. That's why most people who have a grounded family unit be involved in, usually don't be involved in a bunch of bullshit. You should not want your wife, who is the mother of your children. You've been with her since, I think it was high school, what I'm thinking. You should not want her. Oh, I wouldn't want that, because I want to come home and feel regular. I don't want anyone treating me like I am a god at home. But men who feel like men who feel I could not date someone like that. Because that means the women he's with, he expects them to treat him as if he's the main dick. It's all kind of dick in this world. No, sir. So I felt like him even trying to degrade Savannah as if she don't fully love LeBron, or she doesn't fully look up to him, or I'm like, what do you want her to do? The fuck? I don't like him.
I couldn't do it, bro, because when I've been around that dude just, his spirit so loving and giving, it hurt me. It hurt me to see that.
Do you want to suck LeBron dick? You might want to suck LeBron dick.
Like, you done eject away from my partner, man. Don't do that, man. You dive on the floor behind him, man. Dive on the floor behind him. But like, I know a lot of people gonna hate what I just said, but I'm gonna be honest. Like, if everybody like me, then so we can do whatever you want to do about it. I'm gonna die about everything I say. So I love LeBron, and I hate that for him, bro. I hate that he got to go through that.
You hate him. These the kind of men you have to worry about. Because I think he want to suck LeBron dick. I'm just saying it's weird for me. I'm just saying anyone who looks at LeBron and Savannah and their thought process is, I feel bad for LeBron because his wife don't look at him like a groupie. I couldn't be with my wife who don't look at me like I'm a god. I can't. I feel bad for LeBron. You want to see LeBron anyway? LeBron. Kind of. Look. LeBron don't say much sometimes. Okay. But I think anyone who know LeBron, who follow LeBron or whatever, they are a fucking unit. You hear me? And you have to respect a person who be like, you know what? I ain't got time for that bullshit. So LeBron posted today, 2 hours ago. Kings don't concern themselves with the opinions of peasants. Where to next, queen? Let's get it. Because that's his wife. That's my wife, bitch. Okay? That's my wife, ho. This in my head, LeBron said something. LeBron said, kings don't concern themselves with the opinions of peasants. I get that. But what I hear from what LeBron, bitch, that's my wife, ho. When I catch you, because I'm in playoff mode. Because is him on here? Because is they playing? Well, they lost yesterday. I think he told me. He understands Savannah was there before the money. It's a different loyalty. It's a different. The people who've been with you since the beginning of the beginning. You know what I'm saying? It's different. You don't even look at that person as you can't. Yeah, okay, to pay yourself. Yeah, so like LeBron is focused on the playoffs. And he said, bitch, don't play with me, ho. Men who have opinions on other men's wives in that kind of way is pussy to me. You's a bitch. In my opinion, Kevin Gates. I know he's dating the Brittany Renner girl who has a baby with another NBA player or whatever. I don't know. And she's supposedly Muslim now because of Kevin Gates. Kevin Gates is a flawed digmatized man. I fully feel like he likes dick, and it's fine if he likes dick. I like dick. I love dick, honestly. So when other people like dick, I get it. I understand why people like it. I like it, but I would never be dick riding a man so tough that I am going to be disrespectful to the wife. Not today, not ever. I'm also happy how LeBron responded because to me, it's like, to me, if you respond too harshly or too detailed or whatever, it gives some kind of credence to what Kevin Gates said. I think his point was, bitch, this is me and my wife. You're a fucking peasant. And we can't even give any energy to your bullshit. You know what I'm saying? What queen? My love. Where we going? Okay. Kevin Gates is the big. You should never be. Child, I just don't like it at all. He just made me mad. What's left? I got Nene in Kenya. Y'all take a little minute. I gotta go get me some ice. Take a little minute. You know what I'm saying? And like the video. G-Wine and the damn little dance, always funny to me. Okay, so let me get into Nene being a hater. Okay, I think she was. So Nene was on her podcast. When was it? Whatever day that was, and she discussed a few different things. Now, when Nene was asked about who would she prefer to perform, either Candy or Ashley Darby.
Based on what you've seen, if you were having an event, would you rather have Candy sing or Ashley?
Would I rather have Candy sing or Ashley? I'm going with Ashley.
The reason I would say Nene's a hater, why are you still beefing with Candy? Nene is stuck in a hole of, I don't know what to do with myself. But if I'm beefing with somebody on Housewives, it'll pick up on the blog and they can talk about me. I don't understand her, like, and I'm happy Candy did not respond. Candy is helping producing plays on Broadway. You know, the Othello play is still doing great. I think there's a new play that they have in the works that's coming up on Broadway. Candy was like, I'm not responding. And she's smart because I think Candy's name is in different circles now. And I think once you get to a point to where you're so far removed from the reality TV stuff, the messy petty drama stuff, because you don't want anything that's going to jeopardize the Broadway play where Denzel Washington hold on, y'all. Where Denzel Washington and Jake Gyllenhaal are performing it, and you're going to be working with more people. I think Candy was smart to not reply. I do think sometimes Nene be tossing out shady comments in the hope that somebody will reply to her, and then she'll have something to do. Other than this, what is Nene doing? Nothing. The fact that this is her second show on YouTube in like a month or two, I'm like, you can't even get a show together, ma'am. Cut it out. Even her, talking about Portia and Simon.
When you marry somebody, they become first. Even your parents become second to the person that you're married to.
Now, you've hung out with Portia and Simon, I think several times.
I have.
Do you feel like it was ever real?
Well, is this a game? Are we pleading? Because I plead the fifth.
It's not every day I get to sit down with you, so I have to know. Do you feel like
is this called sip and drink or something?
Okay,
I'm a drink on that one, honey.
Do you feel like Portia loved him? Do you feel like Simon loved Portia?
Yes, Simon loved Portia.
For you, again, I want to be for Portia. I think even not wanting to say it. Now, we all know that Portia fucked the husband, whatever. But I think not wanting to comment on Portia and Simon, not wanting to comment on if Portia loves Simon, but you're willing to comment and say, well, yeah, Simon love Portia. That means Portia ain't love Simon. And I'm like, girl, why? Just be quiet. Leave. Nene's a hater. It's that simple. And she can give her opinion. I think Nene has been off of Housewives for long enough. Do something else. Discuss something else. Create your own brand. Do something, bitch. And I think the reason it aggravates me so much, I think regular YouTubers, we don't have the eyes on us to get views how Nene gets views. And Nene still uses her YouTube to connect her to Housewives of Atlanta. Girl, do something, bitch. Move on, not move up. I will be like, y'all, don't ask me shit about Housewives. I'm not there no more. I got fired. I can't be around there. I've been gone long enough to where no one should be asking me about Housewives. If Nene had just left Housewives, it would make sense for her to have opinions. But she don't even watch the show no more. She makes it clear she don't watch the show. So I think asking her things, and this is 3-4 years after she's been gone, girl, you saying shit to be clickbait. You saying things for attention. Stop it. Stop it. Now, let's get on Kenya. Kenya had done, do I have it on here? I don't. Kenya, let me remove this one. Kenya had told us, I'm going to do my confessions. I'm going to do confessionals. I can't be on Housewives. Hold on. I can't do Housewives. She first posted and said, okay, I'm gonna do it on Tuesday. Okay. Tuesday came, and all she came with was like a minute and 30-second clip. Then I'm be on Friday. Friday, 8 p.m. confessionals on my YouTube. And I said, okay, Kenya. Friday came and she was able to be found. Now, what I'm gonna say is this. Kenya had a old YouTube page that she could not get into, I believe. I think that was the initial holdup, that the page that she had, she couldn't get into to upload what she had, okay? She then had to create a new YouTube channel and stuff. But I was like, child, if you don't have the team to get you, a random YouTuber can girl upload. Kenya should have never announced nothing until she had the recorded confessionals uploaded and waiting to premiere. There was no reason to say I'm gonna do it on Tuesday, and nothing was recorded, nothing was up because the preview she had was done the same time as the recording. So I feel like her mistake was not having things preloaded first. And then she was also not dumb, but not smart. And before you uploaded the actual confessionals, upload little snippets to get the viewership to get monetized. Because I think at this point, let me see her video. I think the last time I looked, it is at 258,000 views in one day because it came out like yesterday at like almost 6 p.m. and I had plans, so I couldn't discuss it yesterday, and then say it's either Sunday. But it has 250,000, but she ain't getting she's not getting any. It's not monetized. She has 34,000 subscribers, which is great. That is great. However, it would have been better for you to put out itty bitty snippets to get the monetization, so that way you're getting paid. Because even the 1 minute and 30, the 1 minute and 50-second confessional teaser got 73,000 views. So if you would have posted the teaser first, get yourself monetized, and so that way once you did drop the confessional, you would get paid on it because there's no ads on it. Anyway, but let's get into what she said, because it loaded yesterday because she had issues and blah, 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 blah. Let's listen.
Anyway, this is my first ever YouTube content that I'm putting out myself, and I'm so proud of myself because I am taking back the narrative instead of everyone speaking on me and, quite frankly, everyone making money off of me. That part. Let's get into the receipts, okay? More receipts. I have more receipts for you, and I want to just talk about some things that I have been seeing out in the atmosphere that are completely laughable, most of it, but also, in a lot of ways, just really dumb. Yeah, I said it, dumb. Portia, in her recent YouTube, alluded to another housewife sending me the photos of the now infamous photos that were shown during my spa opening. I know for a fact that one of these housewives who is still on the show is the one who gave Kenya a big part of that nude information. So number one, that's a lie.
I went looking for the same news because I'm like, I wonder what Britt was doing. So I tried to find stuff, child, but I don't know Britt's like, I don't know what name she used at the time. I looked up Britt Edie on like one porn site and I stopped at that point.
That's a lie. That's a lie. The photos were online on various porn sites. Many porn sites. I don't watch porn. I'm not a porn expert. I don't enjoy it. I don't participate. I don't get anything from it. Okay?
Porn is great. We like porn around here. Porn is an aphrodisiac a little bit. You know what I'm saying? But it has to be the right kind of porn. You know what I'm saying?
I would like to just rather see my own body in action, maybe in a mirror or something like that. But I'm not going to sit there and watch porn.
Don't be hating on us stuff. I mean, look. Every once in a while, there's nothing wrong with porn.
The investigators and everyone involved, not including Drew Sidora, found those images. And they're still there. That brings me to Ming Lee. Someone said that Ming Lee was somehow involved because they know each other, and Ming said out of her own mouth that she has a lot of evidence of Britt Edie's past performances, gigs. Let me say this for the people in the back. We did not get any photos from any person. They came directly from a search online. The photos that were revealed are not considered revenge porn.
I do feel like what Kenya probably got from other people wasn't the actual footage or photo. I think people already told her, you did porn. I think someone told Kenya, you know she did porn, right? I think that may be what she got from somebody else. You know what I'm saying? I think that's how she knew to go look for Britt doing porn.
I went so far as, oh my God, did I do something wrong? I don't know this lady. I don't know any of her ex-boyfriends. I don't know any of her ex-friends. I've never seen this lady before in my life. I want to make sure I didn't break any laws. So I engaged a local attorney who advised me about the federal law as well as the Georgia state law. I shared photos that were readily available online. I did not commit revenge porn.
I kept saying that. I kept on saying I didn't feel what she did was revenge porn. And I think, that's it needs to play on what you know what you did, is whatever. I think she did not do revenge porn. I think I brought up public thing. Like, again, I always say this. There's a difference between, if you were at home with your dude, your sexual partner, woman, whatever, and y'all record stuff, you know what I'm saying? And then somebody shares it or you get access to it and you post somebody's private, personal, sexual recordings, that's revenge porn. However, someone at any point in time did actual porn that was on any kind of porn site, and we knew Britt said she did cam work. Cam work means, porn. So Britt, and even though I think at one point they said Britt tried to scrub the internet of her old videos before she got on Housewives, that don't mean somebody ain't synced it. There are plenty of talk about the wind blowing, y'all, so I get to tap my blinds more. Many people, there are many. Look, if y'all watch porn, okay, you can see how there are many old videos. So there are people who did porn 20 years ago, and now they forgot, but you did porn. Ain't nothing wrong with it. But let's not classify what you were paid to do on camera as a paid sexual worker as someone showing that public thing as revenge. I think that was Kenya's point. Okay.
I shared a publicly available photo that was accessible online. If I showed Kim Kardashian's sex tape right now, is that revenge porn? It's not. And then while we're talking about that, I've already said it was wrong. I should not have done it at my salon, this beautiful salon that I've worked so hard for, that I spent a lot of money on, that money that could have been spent in other areas, including supporting my child. So yes, I am very sorry that I shared the photos because it wasn't right, but I did not break the law, and I'm very sorry for what I did.
So if anyone saying, well, she didn't say sorry, Kenya has said more than once, I should not have done it. I was wrong. I shouldn't have done it. The difference is Bravo has not showed Kenya say any of that, even though she has. They have not allowed Kenya to, again, we saw Britt saying, I'm sorry for bringing up a gun. They allowed Britt to have her apology tour about the gun threat, but they did not do the same for Kenya with what she did. So it's as if her point is, I am admitting I was wrong. I should not have done it, but I did not do revenge P. But I still should not have shown these public nude dick sucking images of that lady.
Comfort of my own home, I was joking around with my bestie, which I always do, my very best friend Brandon DeShazer. We were having a dispute on the show with Phaedra, and I was in my closet and I brought out one of my firearms, and I'm like, oh, do I have to use this on Phaedra tonight? Giggling, ha 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 ha, he he he. Phaedra was not around, nowhere to be present. Phaedra never saw it. I never said it in any threatening way. I was not upset. You cannot compare apples to oranges. If you want to do that, does Phaedra sitting on the reunion couch with her taser ready for me count?
A lot of people were saying Kenya was a clip of Kenya seasons ago at her house talking to Brandon about her and Phaedra arguing, and her and Brandon discussed how Kenya had a gun, and she did jokingly say, She started bringing my protection, but her point was I wasn't fussing with Phaedra and brought up a gun. It was never brought up in any threatening manner. It was me laughing with my friend about me having a CCW in my own gun. Leave me be, bitch.
Okay, moving on. Tell us about your first interaction with Britt and why you feel like she misinterpreted your energy. Oh, I don't think she misinterpreted anything. It was all very calculated. So the first interaction I had with all of the ladies was actually really pleasant. I was excited to meet them. It was season 16. I'm like, oh my God, this is season 16. I'm the only one standing that's a real OG, 12, 13 years in. You know, and I felt like I could be mother to everyone. I'm a mother, okay? You know, show these girls I've been through the fire. I know what it's like to be a newbie. I know what it's like to be here. You know, I know everything that could possibly happen has happened to me on this show. And I felt like I could speak, you know, as someone that could be supportive, could read a girl if she's wrong. And my first interaction with all of the newbies, I was like, oh, you girls are so pretty. You know, Kelly was there, Brittany was there, everyone was there except for Angela at the moment, and also Drew. And I just remember coming in just being very pleasant to everyone, and it was an issue about a ring that someone made. I feel as though that was clearly a made-up issue. If someone has an engagement ring on and not a wedding band, not the other way around, because if you just have on one ring.
The fact that Kenya knew to wear her wedding ring and her wedding band to explain why this whole upset over something simple. Even her saying I was friendly to them in the beginning. I wasn't mean. I don't know why Britt has this thought process that I did not have an issue. However, she was wearing while discussing how we're all getting divorces, and we see her ring and she's married, and it looked like an engagement ring. How you upset that ass, bitch? Are you engaged? You're married, first, you know what I'm saying?
And it's just a circular ring. That's usually a wedding band. Now, you can choose to wear whatever you want to wear on your hand. No one's saying that. I was confused at what she was saying about it being a new ring or a different ring, or her second ring is actually what she said. I'm like, oh, you've been married before? I don't know this girl. I never seen her before in my life. So, again, you're wearing an engagement ring. I'm assuming that either you're engaged or you're I don't think you could be anything else. I think my fans know and I'm being shady. I think they call me the shade assassin for a reason. That wasn't shady. We know what my shady looks like. Let's move on. It wasn't shady. So after I saw her and, we had the whole moment again about the hug was a very awkward. I don't like to hug. If you see me out in public, I will probably never hug you because I do believe people transfer energy to you and you have to really kind of know someone and know where they're coming from to hug them.
I agree with that. I am not a hugger. I'm not a touchy-feely person with strangers. Like, I don't want any of that. I don't want your energy on me. So I agree with her saying, like, I don't know you enough to like, oh, girl, come in. It's like, no, hey, how you doing? And once I get to know you, you would get a hug from me. But a lot of folk don't like being too touchy-feely, around people. I'm like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to do any of that. I don't know you. But again, in the initial meeting of them, Kenya was pleasant. And Kenya said, I don't hug people like that. I think that's okay. That's a boundary.
So I don't really hug people that I don't know. That's not a crime. That is a boundary.
It's a boundary
I have for myself, and people need to respect that. It's not personal.
Come on, yeah, girl, come on. Yes, I don't. And when I hug I will go like to a side hug. I don't want my titties on y'all. If I want my titties on you, you'll know it. I keep my titties for myself and who they for. So I'm also a big boo person. I'm like, because when it's a press of, and it's like, I don't want my nipple touching you. Yeah, I don't want my nipple on you.
Then we get to the next time I see her, the ball mom event. I'm like, oh, you look so beautiful, like a ball mom Barbie. Hi, ball mom Barbie. How are you? Yes. Hi. I hugged her then, hugged her when I saw her another time, hugged her at the dinner. That was a pat. That wasn't a hug. That's a hug without getting makeup on me. And she was complaining every step of the way. And I'm like, this girl has very bad energy, but I paid it dust. And I just went on to have a good time because I was actually having a really good time at the dinner before it went left. So the whole thing about being targeted, her being targeted by me, people asking her if I did something to her, she can't answer why, because it didn't happen. Do you want to know what I really think happened? I think that when she was interviewing for Real Housewives of Atlanta, she wanted the villain role. She wanted to come after me because she felt like, okay, well, Portia wasn't there at the time. I was, right? And I believe that she made them promises that she was going to come after me. She was going to be this girl that could read, this girl that was doing all this, you know. And when she met me, Portia flushed this out. She was surprised and thrown off that I was so nice.
I agree with that. If you watch prior seasons, Kenya has been a villain in the past for sure. But it part of me do because we all kept saying, why does Britt keep making something so little bigger? And she would say it to every person. Oh my God, Kenya. Like she kept complaining to Angela, to Kelly. Like she kept making it a thing. So it did seem because we like, did we miss something? Did they cut a scene out? Where they got like it was weird how she made something so little as, oh, she mentioned my ring and she didn't hug me as this big thing, as if that was her. And I'm like, if you've watched Kenya, that's nothing. Yeah, Kenya, since Kenya had Brooklyn, she has tamed herself down tremendously. And the mean girl that Kenya was before Brooklyn, she isn't that person now. Now, she needs to be a villain. She can be a villain. However, she's not the same person. So Kenya said, I think Britt was surprised at how nice I was. Because if I'm nice, you can't beef with me. And I agree that she probably felt like I can come in and beef with Kenya because she's the mean girl, and then we could have that. But it's like, no, you talking about she bullied you, girl. Have you seen? You asked for it and you got it.
Because I am nice. I don't really bother people unless they bother me. We know I retaliate. We know that's what I do. I'm not saying it's always right, but I'm not gonna let anybody run over me. And I have no reason to not like someone that I don't know. And I was always nice to the girls. The point is, I think she overpromised what she would do on the show.
Meaning, Kenya saying production ain't shit. Production wanted a fiery cast. They wanted a fiery season. And Britt made them think that she would be this fiery person. And then she didn't get shit because Kenya was nice.
The first 3 weeks of filming, she was exceptionally boring. There was nothing outstanding about her. She didn't come in. She wasn't dressed in designer clothes from head to toe. Her husband wasn't particularly interesting. Like, no, not trying to throw shade in the husband. Sorry about that. But there was just nothing in the group scenes that I saw her in that made me think, oh, that's a star baby.
And we've said that outside of the her and Kenya thing, I've said, and I've seen other YouTubers say as well, Britt is boring. We don't like her voice. She talks too nasally. She's not interesting. And each scene she's in is about Kenya. But we as the fans have liked Angela's scenes and Kelly's scenes. We've seen Kelly discuss her, the divorce, the arrest for the divorce, her business, and we've seen other things from Kelly. We've seen Angela do things as well. We all felt like Britt was kind of boring. I still wonder, how was she booked? Who the fuck booked Britt?
I was actually more captivated by Kelly and Angela. And of course, I knew Shamia already. I knew her personality. But she was failing. Like, she was dull. Okay? So I think when she kept trying to come after me, and I just was like, okay, girl, I see you. You're trying to have a moment. You're falling flat. This is your 3 weeks in. Producers are probably asking you, girl, when are you going to show up? And you thought, okay, I'm going to show up tonight. And I think that was her downfall from there. This is the biggest question that I have for the people that come on reality TV that have a shady past that you're not proud of. Okay, we've all done things in our past we're not proud of. Nobody was perfect. To the Simons, to the Chrisleys. It went from someone saying you're 17, age of consent, to, oh wait, that's not gonna track. Okay, let me just say I was underage. No. So that's what I just don't understand. Like, I'm not even gonna open that can of worms because my whole question and line of questioning would be completely different from everybody else's. I would want to know, if you're going to make a statement, you need to prove. Because we already know you're capable of lying, right? Excuse me 1 second. Okay, wow. Another Google alert. Okay, well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that. I don't understand why any person would come on reality TV when they have done things in the past or are currently doing things that they don't want to be found out. Why? And then to give someone a reason to expose you. In the words of Samuel L. Jackson. Am I the only sane motherfucker here? Like really?
They do say if you're gonna be on the show, stuff is going to come out. Because they'll look for stuff about you. So I do feel like if you've ever done whatever you've done in the past, you just can't talk as if it didn't happen. You know, you can't talk as if it'll stay a secret. I think even once what Kenya did was wrong, okay? However, Brit and Portia trying to turn it into one revenge P, some underage stuff. I think that's her point in saying, girl, you did it. There's no point in making it seem as if it was this illegal thing. You know, it was something as if someone took advantage of you and then and that's not what. If you used to suck a dick for $1, so what? So what? In my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's not going to stay hidden. Someone is going to bring it up. Especially if you're beefing with somebody.
I'm the only sane person in the room. Why? Because they're so egotistical, they don't think they'll be found out. Like, okay, wow. You paid to scrub the internet out of your own words. Okay. Well, they let some dust in the corner. And over there, in behind her too. A lot of people say that I had never taken accountability for anything, and that's simply not true. And I went on Tamron Hall, I was promoting my daughter's book, the issue came up, and I said I take full accountability. I am not playing a victim. I'm telling my own truth. I ultimately chose to go on Tamron Hall because I really needed to publicly take accountability for my actions. I mean, sharing that photo at my own salon opening was a serious lapse in judgment. Everybody can possibly now understand that it was definitely not the smartest thing to do. And I deeply regret that I hurt anyone that was involved, including the cast, including Brittany, including the crew, including any of the guests that were there to come to celebrate me. I mean, this platform gave me a chance to sincerely apologize and not to excuse what I did, but to own it fully.
And the issue I have with Bravo and NBC and all of them or whatever, there is clear footage of Kenya apologizing and acknowledging what she did was wrong. Of course, we haven't seen that on Bravo because they haven't filmed her do that. But the same way that after the pow threat situation, we got to see Britt saying, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. We should have gotten that from Kenya because it made it seem as if Kenya didn't care. Kenya did not think she was wrong. And in hindsight, she did. But the fact that they aired the episode, they aired the incident, and then said, we stopped filming with Kenya, but they never put in Kenya has acknowledged that she was wrong and blah, 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 blah. It makes it seem as if on Bravo's side, Kenya ain't said nothing. And that's the part that I don't like.
Sometimes the things that you do can come back and they can hurt you. And as I've said here before, I definitely did not, I escalated the situation. I didn't need to. Kim Fields, okay? People are so mad. That was 6-7 years ago. And rightfully so. I issued a public apology to Kim. When I was on Watch What Happens Live, they asked me, is there anything that I regret? And I was like, absolutely. I think you learn from regret. But for me, I definitely regretted pulling her chair. That was not right. She's a class act, and we are over it. Like, she invited me to come on her show to film with her just last year, The Upshots. So, wrong. I do take accountability. Another time I've taken accountability is, and these are just from what I can remember off the top of my head, was with Phaedra. I did some things with Phaedra that crossed the line.
Child, Ken Apollo with that back and forth thing.
She did absolutely things that crossed the line with me, but I apologize for my part and what I did to contribute to the downfall of our friendship. And that was on the show. So I'm not sure why people didn't acknowledge that, was taking accountability, but I absolutely did in that moment too. I'm not playing a victim. I am in a situation partly because of my choices. back to the original point, I have taken accountability. So you guys just choose not to see it. It's okay, but I'm just going to remind you.
People are saying, why didn't you go to the producers if you were so afraid?
The answer is I did. I did go to producers. Number one, when we were there, Portia and I stayed back while everyone was leaving, and Britt Edie was irate. She was yelling and screaming, and it was then that I heard her say the following words. That's why I keep a for like you.
Girl. When the incident first happened, a lot of people were saying what Kenya just said. A lot of folks were saying that there was some kind of threat about a pow. So Kenya's saying what she actually said was, I keep a pistol for bitches like you. Is a more of a threat, but Bravo did not air that part.
Let me repeat that. You didn't hear it. I heard it. It didn't make the edit. That's why I keep a for like you. Yelling and screaming as she's going out, irate. I heard things knocking around. Like, I didn't know what was going on. And I immediately went to the showrunner, the executive producer, and I said, what is going on? Why is she talking about what is happening? Like, Portia can tell you that. She saw the reaction on my face. She saw that I was visibly shaken. And I was like, just trying to figure things out. So I did go to the producer. Not only did I go to the producer then, I also went to the production company that night, explained what happened, and said, I don't know what's going on. We're 3 weeks into filming, and this girl we don't know is threatening to unalive me. I've been on the show for 12 seasons. I have never once had anyone threaten me with a I have not ever had anyone allude to unaliving me. So I took it seriously, because it's one thing if, listen, it would never be right. But if a Portia or, even a Drew or somebody that we know that has something to lose. Did you hear me say that? If it was someone that we already knew, that we had been filming with for years, and we know that they have something to lose, maybe I would have taken it differently.
Meaning if Portia or Drew would have said what Britt said, she would not have been so offended by it, because she know them and she kind of know what they would do. Her point is, I don't know Britt. I don't know her act. I don't know what she could do. We don't know that lady. She brand new. No one here knows her except Kelly, and we don't know Kelly either. But I agree. There are things that you feel like people would say that you don't take offense to it as much versus a stranger.
But when someone you don't know, who basically, in my words, like you just, you found off the street, is doing all of that, you guys weren't there. You do not know how intense it got. It got so intense. So I did make my complaint. Well, I went to the police before, and honestly, I'm the only cast member there that's ever been physically attacked. Whether you say I deserved it, whether you say I did this or did that, it's obviously a polarizing conversation, and it was back then.
Because we can't forget that Portia absolutely, snatched Kenya by her hair and drug her across the stage. And she did physically attack Kenya. And to this day, on Housewives of Atlanta, she is the only cast member that was ever physically attacked on camera, on stage, in front of the world. When Portia and Cynthia got into the little fight, that was a back and forth thing. Whereas with Kenya, it was Portia physically, going at her because she was aggravated because Kenya was antagonizing her. But again, she is the only cast member in Atlanta that was physically attacked by a cast member.
But I was, and still am, the only one on the show that was physically attacked. So when someone is new to me coming around and saying that they are going to unalive me and use a on me, and then what you heard 2 or 3 more times saying they had whips and MF, that wasn't about the neighborhood. When you try to change the narrative to make it benefit you because of your inaction, that's rigging the game. You're rigging the game. You clearly rigged the game against me. Listen, I'm going to leave it right there. I did what I was supposed to do. And I take a lot of umbrage to someone now saying that they didn't have a gun. And so somehow that's supposed to absolve them from everything that happened after. And we're going to show this clip where she said prior to Housewives that she keeps a gun at all times. Roll it.
Keep my pistol with me always. Always.
Security that's at the gas station?
I only go to gas stations that have security there. I only go to the same gas stations if I'm in the city.
Yeah.
On her Instagram, she said that wasn't her character. She did not threaten anyone with she did not have a she never said anything about so we know that that was a complete lie. So we already know you're a liar. We already know she's capable of lying.
We knew that because in real time she said, I didn't threaten nobody. I didn't bring no gun. Britt posting that on IG and then taking it down. It does prove that she lied about the incident in real time. Because you did bring up a pistol. And then seeing the old interview where she says, I always have my pistol on me, it do feel like you were lying to protect yourself.
And trying to rig the game. Let's go back to this whole Watch What Happens live interview where Andy asked her, did she have a gun? And she said, oh no, I didn't have a gun. Well, I have proof otherwise. Nobody checked bags when we're filming. Nobody checked cars when we're filming. You show up, you go inside, and you start to film. But weeks later, you want to say, oh, we had an investigation and found that you weren't in violation of the gun policy. Really, bitch? I did what I did. I complained to HR. I did all these other things. Now you want to do an investigation? 3 weeks have gone by? Because someone said it? Well, we already know that person is a liar, right? Because we have proof, solid proof, from her own Instagram, and she lied about talking about the gun that night. So we already know you're a liar. And now we're investigating something 3 weeks after the fact because of what someone said that wants to keep their job? Oh, okay, that's okay. Hey, did you have a gun that night? No. Okay, investigation closed. Can you go to the airport and say you have a gun and not get arrested? Can you go to the bank and say you have a gun and not get arrested? Can you go any place that it will put people in danger and say you have a gun and not be committing a crime? That's
at any other job, if you say have a gun, even if you don't have one, you're not supposed to say you have one. That will still usually get somebody, you know what I'm saying, at least suspended.
It's not a crime. That's not against policy. I'm just asking the question. Can you go to your job tomorrow and say, you, Joe, you gonna learn today? You don't know who the I am, Joe. You, Joe. You gonna have some respect around here. I got whips, that's why I keep a for like you, Joe.
I'm going straight to HR.
You going to HR and the police. If that happened on Beverly Hills, you think she would be in jail?
The white women.
Or punished? Or out of a job? You think if she had said that to Kyle or Teresa Giudice or any other housewife or any other show, do you think she would still have a job?
She would not. If any newbie would have said that to the white women on the other shows, it would have been because the white women would have, oh my God, had Garcelle or Bowles said that to any of the ladies on the Beverly Hills Housewives, Garcelle and her Bowles would have absolutely been suspended, put on pause, and set the fuck down. That's a fact. That's a fact.
I'm just asking the question. Things been handled differently, I would have never felt a need to protect myself or escalate the situation. People go, oh, well, how is that protecting yourself? Because where I'm not even mention where I'm from.
She from Detroit.
Where I'm from, and you may end up having to delete this, but I'm going to say it. You tell me if it's too hard.
It was too much. She from the D, where I'm from, where I am. Okay. In Detroit, anybody, if you say you have that on you, first of all, you better have it on you. Because if we feel threatened, we're going to pull out first. Here in the D, you can't say, I got my thing on me. And if we hear that, that's a threat. We are already going in defense mode. And if you is still fussing and cussing about child, pop, pop, pop. That's how we do things here. Because here, no one brings up having a pistol unless they're going to use a pistol. So Ken's right. And here, we finna fight. You can't do that. And Kenya's absolutely right. No one here, because I can only speak about here in Detroit. No one here will ever say, "Yeah, bitch, you don't know me. I got my." Once we're fussing and arguing, and you yapping, and you bring up you got a pistol, and I'ma learn today. Once I hear I'ma learn today, I got my pistol. I have to shoot you in your kneecap. Because you threatening me. Now, you not having a gun ain't my fault. Bitch, you better keep, or you better be saying that walking away from me. But as you're walking away, my hand on my hip.
So that's why the decision was made, for me to escalate it in the way that I did. Because if you keep messing with me, I got more and more with you, so leave me alone. And that person likely will leave you alone. And they certainly wouldn't be going around playing victim. They would just go on about their business and find another target.
Do you feel like Cynthia threw you under the bus in his team Brick?
I'm not going to talk about Cynthia.
I'm happy that is all she said about Cynthia was, I'm not going to talk about Cynthia. I feel like there could have been a way for her to not throw Cynthia up under the bus, to hopefully save their friendship, to hopefully not put any more, salt in the womb of their friendship. I do feel like, I don't think Cynthia picked Britt's team. I do feel like Cynthia stepped back from Kenya because she did not like Kenya's actions. I do think Kenya took that as Cynthia choosing Britt's side. And because we also know that Cynthia kept filming, we still don't see the dynamic of how Cynthia either befriended Britt or whatever like that. So we have to see how the season plays out. But I can see how if you even backed away from me a little bit, I feel like you chose that side. And then things you've been saying recently don't seem neutral enough. Again, hold me accountable, but still stay neutral if you feel like both of us did some wrong.
Reunion. Will I attend the reunion? I haven't been invited to the reunion. In fact, I was invited and then disinvited a few months ago. The disrespect is insane. From me being someone who has always loved Real Housewives of Atlanta and always wanted to see them win, to being shut out.
The reunion will probably be filmed eventually or whatever. If they do not allow Kenya to be at the reunion, they should not be able to discuss the Kenya Britt situation. I feel like continually having this conversation from a one-sided point of view is unfair to the cast, to the fans. I feel like, and I'm not saying Kenya has to be there the whole reunion, but when they discuss this situation, Kenya does need to, even if Kenya does a separate sit down with Andy to give her side, Bravo has to allow Kenya to speak her piece on the network. Period.
Not given an opportunity to apologize the same way that they gave that grace to someone else off the show. I think it's really odd, right? To be erased from history of the show, to not be in the opening credits, to not have confessionals. When Kim Zolciak left the show, she got a whole new show. She was in the confessional. She was a peach holder. You got girls taking glasses and knocking each other upside the head with real glasses on Jersey.
Sure did. The two women on Jersey got into a fight and the one lady hit her in the head with a glass.
You've had people talking about porn on Jersey. You've had people exposing, a real life revenge porn case on Vanderpump Rules.
With the Tom guy, the Ariana girl, and the lady, whatever happened, the lady was going to sue the Tom guy for sharing their personal sexual videos. So she's right. There was actual revenge porn allegations that happened with the cast on Vanderpump Rules, and they're still filming on other shows.
They're working. They haven't been made to look like a scumbag or a villain. Really? That's how I'm treated? That's pretty bad, I would say. So I don't anticipate an invitation. Yeah, I don't see that.
Why don't you promote the salon more?
You know, I've always been struggling with building a team. That's why I always admired Andy so much, because she has this awesome team. She has an amazing team and she totally gets it. But you need help. And so when I'm just building out the salon and I'm out of all this money, you know, $400,000, I'm fighting with the landlord about giving me my little $80,000 back in my TI. Obviously, I built a whole new, you know, top floor, put all this money into it.
I will say this about that. You should never put money into a building you don't own. If there's a landlord to the building that you are leasing or working out of, that you're renovating, never put money into a building you don't own. If you are renting a space, never put a whole bunch of extra, because you don't own the building. You may not see a return on that investment. So that's the one thing I wish she would not have done.
And then thinking about, okay, now I'm going to put even more money in hiring a team and doing this and doing that. It just felt like I can handle it. Let's just, you know, I'm not going to throw good money after bad. We're just going to let a year go by and see how it goes. I've been open for over a year and a half, about a year and a half, I think. At least a solid year. And what I have loved the most about this salon is the women, the customers that come in and are so happy with the results. The smiles, the repeat customers, like we have 85% repeat customers. And then when the Housewives show airs and the whole scandal airs, I have all these strangers from all over the country leaving bad reviews. We go from 4.9 Google reviews rating to 4.4. And every day there's somebody saying something crazy to try to hurt my business. If you don't like me, you don't have to like me. If you don't like what I did, you don't have to like what I did. But why are you coming after my business? The same, you know, it's a culture that it can be very beneficial to you, because I have a lot of supporters and Team Twirl is awesome. But then when you have these bad seeds and people that don't think things through and just try to spew hate in your direction, that's what makes it really bad. That's not fair to the customers that really get great service when they come here. And it's up to them. If you don't want to come to the salon, stay at home. It's as simple as that. You don't have to come here. But why are you trying to ruin other people from coming here and having great experiences? I work so hard, sometimes I'll step in and do a head spa. If I don't have a stylist, Walter can tell you that. If I don't have a stylist for the day or someone calls out, I don't want to let anyone down. So I'll put, you know, my shampoo gloves on. I'll shampoo someone's hair. I'll do a deep conditioning treatment, because I want everyone to believe in the space and have an amazing time when they're here. And that was always my vision.
And that's what I kept on here. I feel like I like it when I see people who have a business and we see them providing the service. You know, with Candy at her restaurant, we've seen her helping serve. I know with Rashida's restaurant, we've seen her help serve too. She owns a hair spa. So it's kind of cool to know that if she's short-staffed, she gonna staff with your hair. You know, overall, her first video was about 31 minutes and everything. I respect the fact that she wanted to clear her name and say, I told y'all I was sorry. I felt like she wanted to acknowledge what she did wrong. Because Bravo, I don't want anyone feeling like Kenya should go sit down somewhere and be quiet to hopefully so that hopefully Bravo will bring her back. No. Because if they don't, and you talk a 6 months from now, why is she dragging it? What I wish she would have done is every week that an episode aired, I wish she would have came out with a review of the show, what we did not see, and her point of view from what isn't airing. I think had she done that and she kind of built up to this, we see what happened, and then she can explain how she felt, that would have been a bit better. But I think she did not know what was going to happen with Bravo. I think they were probably still like, oh, well, if you just be quiet and we make, you know what I'm saying? I think now that she knows, oh, they're cutting this, they're cutting that, and I don't have a confessional. Okay, I'm gonna say my piece now. Because now if she does reviews or comments or whatever after each episode, if she's not mentioned, it then feels like she dragged it. But we shall see what's gonna happen, child. But that's all I got. Okay, that is all. I did not think I would have such a long show today, but I hope y'all enjoyed the show. Okay, do not forget, if you've already seen Sinners, or if you've already seen it, or if you're not going to go see it, go watch my review. Okay. Tomorrow I will have my Housewives of Atlanta review up, which I know I do car conversations for that. I have to still watch Love at the Lockup to review that, and I'll have the 2 episodes up one day this week. But yeah, I appreciated Kenya's confessional. It was her point of view. It was her side of what happened, because again, Bravo have not shown her side of things. So if y'all did not like it, I don't know why not y'all. And again, I don't think she should have had to not talk yet. I don't think she should have. She was quiet during filming. She's been quiet. She's only given like one interview on Cameron Hall. So it's not as if she's been talking. And again, Britt was just on a goddamn tour of, I didn't do this and I didn't do that. Shut up, Britt. Anyway, y'all, I am done. Do not forget to like the video. Okay, share the video. Okay, subscribe to my channel and all of that good stuff. Again, happy Resurrection Sunday. I will be live again tomorrow evening at 9 p.m. So I will see y'all then. But I gotta go. Bye.